All right. So, nice little intro there from Loot the
Whoa, thanks for the
Body.
jams, man!
He had reached out to me on Twitter after we posted a couple of our Expedition of the Barrier Peaks videos and shared that with us. And I thought it was kind of cool and very timely for what we are doing at this point in
Whoa, thanks for the
our
jams,
game here.
man!
So, and thanks everybody for the cheers as we get started. So we are 20 sides to every story, and tonight we are running one of our community campaign games. The content we are currently running is the third of the original adventures Reincarnated,
Whoa, thanks for the jams,
Expedition
man!
to the Barrier Peaks from Goodman Games. And ooh, we got the hype train has started. So we have limited time to earn those exclusive emotes. I don't remember what we got last time when we did this, but yeah, keep the train going. So, oh, and there's going to be 5 gifted subs. So, just, just like Casey on Wednesday night, I get to hear Ric Flair for an extended period of time in my earbuds here.
Whoa, thanks for the jams, man!
So while those notifications are going off, the first thing I'll say as we get started here this evening is please do follow the channel so you can get notifications when we go live. We've got pretty full schedule these days on the channel, so um, including this weekend, we got quite a few things that are going to be happening, including Ed here is
Whoa,
going to
thanks for the
be
jams,
making
man!
his Game Master debut on the channel, I think. And I think this is your first game that you'll be running. And equally exciting, it's our first Star Wars game that we'll be having on the channel. So, what do we have to look forward to tomorrow? That sounds like fun. So I think that's tomorrow at 9, right? Yeah. And that's not all. Tomorrow night, we will be celebrating our 3-year anniversary as a channel. Um, and a few of the folks here
Whoa, thanks
from
for the
20
jams,
Sides Every
man!
Story, including Winston, Paul, and Corey, are going to be joining me tomorrow night at 7. We're going to be doing a clip show and kind of oh, the
Whoa,
channel.
thanks for the jams, man!
Let me just see. Why would that be?
Whoa, thanks for the jams, man!
No, I see. Let me just see. Hmm. Why is that not working?
Whoa, thanks for the jams, man!
Can't hear Char either. That's not good.
Chat, let me know if you can hear now.
Should we just babble? Should we just talk for a while?
Well, now you can't even see me.
Where'd I go?
No, it's that you turned into Ric Flair, and that's not a problem.
I think they should be able to hear you now. I've been having all sorts of technology
Yay!
issues
All
recently,
good.
so
Woo!
I think
That's
we got
wonderful.
it.
That's good. Okay.
Um,
So come and join us tomorrow. Scenario will not be there, but there will be Star Wars and blasters and space battles and things.
I can't get that song out of my head yet.
Let's see. Now I can't hear anybody.
Uh-oh.
No.
Okay, now I can. Okay.
Whoa, thanks for the jams, man!
Everyone's cheering for the
Nice.
technical issues. That's good. Um, so, um, let's see what else. Yeah, those are the
Whoa, thanks for
announcements
the
for
jams,
stuff that
man!
we got going on this weekend. So we can get right into our game here tonight. Um, although, yeah, so um, basically, all of you, a few of you have been here before, but I think Tip is the only one that hasn't. So now I feel odd doing the recap for our player if maybe he's not around. Um, how about this? Why don't we take a quick? I hate to do it at the beginning, but I just want to hold off. I don't want to like get us started prematurely. So I'm gonna just put us on a. Oh, maybe
Oh,
not.
there's back.
Maybe he's back.
Oh, no.
So where we're beginning, you all, one way or another, have been contracted, along with a lot of other adventurers, to come to the strange fortress that exists at the bottom slopes of the barrier peaks. And there basically have been reports of all sorts of strange creatures and monstrosities coming out of this thing, and it's been causing some issues for the Grand Duchy and their uh, caravans that go back and forth. Um, and so they have hired a number of adventurers to come out this way. Contracts, I think, help me out if I'm getting the details wrong, but I believe it was 5,000 gold pieces each, and the promise of the Grand Duchy to assist in finding you a magic item of your choosing as payment for clearing out this structure. And so a number of people have been hired and taken on that job. Some of the structure has been discovered. You've encountered all sorts of strange things thus far, including strange metal golems. You fought the Froghemoth. You fought some displacer beasts last time, and now most recently, you have discovered that there is a band of veggie pygmies that live here. These strange little kind of greenish mold-looking creatures that have their own kind of language and such that you were able to communicate with, and sort of struck up a deal with them that. Um, um, that you would help reunite them or make peace with them and you're getting the sense that there's this northern tribe of veggie pygmies that they likely have some disputes, and they fight each other over territory and food resources here on the ship. But a number of them took a shining to Scenario, and so you were going to try to deliver a message, which is housed within an android that is also with the group. Lucy, we'll bring up old Lucy here. Um, oh no, did I lose my image of her? Well, Lucy is a
It's
kind of
only
like,
on the token.
yeah, I
The
could
Scarlet
do that.
Galaxy version.
Here, this is what we could do, right? There's Lucy. Um, so she is currently the one that recorded, because you none of you are able to speak the Veggie Pygmy language, but you were able to get her to receive the message from one of the Veggie Pygmies to deliver to this northern tribe. So that's kind of where we're at. So you kind of got the side quest along with the overall mission, which is to clear out all the different areas of this ship and try to eliminate the possibility that more of these creatures and monstrosities are going to come forth. But maybe at this point, we will have our characters introduce one another. So we'll just kind of go around. If you can give us your character name, class, and race, and just give us the rundown on on who your character is and what we need to know about them. So we'll start all the way on my left here, going across the overlay, and start with Jarl.
All right. Hi, I'm Isaac. I'm playing Jarl, and he is an elvish monk. He's currently contemplating the level of love he has for this android, Lucy. Though she's coming around a bit, and as long as she doesn't make him buy her a house, I think maybe their relationship might last. We'll find out.
Sounds good. Yeah, curious to see where that goes. That relationship, I suppose, between Jarl and Lucy. Next up, we have Char.
Char is an Asimar sorcerer who had one personality that sort of dominated until he died the first time. And then he spent several sessions finding himself and now just kind of answers to a strange voice in his head that's sort of like his id that tells him things like, everyone walk past that door, open it, go inside, which sometimes is not the best idea, but he's very impulse driven now. And he just believes that every impulse he has is the voice of the angels in his head telling him the good ideas that they want him to carry out for the benefit of himself and mankind. It's something he's only slightly started to come to grips with. And I don't think anyone else fully understands why he's doing this.
Sounds good. Next up, we have Tip, who I don't think we've seen since the Isle of Dread.
Tip is a halfling fighter. He is a member of the guard force and takes that job pretty seriously. Small farm kid in a recent reawakening about his farm life and the horrors that it's gone through. Also is walking around with a potentially incredibly powerful magic item, which may or may not appear. We'll see. And yeah, he's a do-gooder by every sense of the word.
Awesome. Next up, we have Selvin.
Sylvan is a dragonborn paladin. He likes to go around helping out people wherever he can. He likes company of people a lot. And recently found himself in a very weird floating city that gave him a very powerful suit of armor that he still really doesn't know how it works, but it seems to be very beneficial to him.
Yeah, he's wearing a suit of armor that looks something like that. Because why not? And there's been a little bit of a learning curve on learning how it works and how it functions and all those things. Cool. So next up we have Rurik.
So I'm Maureen, and I'm playing Rurik. I'm a dwarf.
You are muted also.
Muted yourself.
When did it get muted?
You said
Right
you were a
after you're
dwarf.
It was probably a good thing. Yeah, no, I've been pining a little bit because, after a long absence, I finally got to see Cinnamon again, and that went well, but this new gig just keeps separating us out. She goes in, she goes out. I'm not really sure how to even approach the idea that I've been giving her, sending her letters, and she doesn't even know about them. And so I'm not my normal self right now and not paying a whole lot of attention to much of anything.
Sounds good. Yeah, maybe Cinnamon might be tired of Lucy at this point and has gone off with some of the other adventurers down a different hallway at this point. And then next up we have Scenario.
Yes, I am Scenario Vorpus. I am a bard of great repute. You all know Scenario, of course. Human, as I said, bard. What more is there to say about scenario? I am paying attention to scenario all the time. I am happy to help my veggie pygmy followers. They are asking us for assistance, and they give me a lot of attention. So scenario likes that a lot.
Naturally, yeah. So the group of you have kind of banded together and have decided, maybe you're gonna check out this veggie pygmy thing, or maybe not. Maybe you're all going to just continue and clear out rooms.
Have we
But
considered maybe just eliminating the other tribe of Pygmies and resolving the dispute that way?
That was what we were asked to do at first, but Selvin convinced them to do something else.
Because one group of Pygmies is easy to clear out. Two who are now working together.
I don't preferably want to go down that route. It's not part of my thing.
They are not currently working together. You see, the southern group and the northern group, they do not like each other. But Selvin thinks that we can convince the northern one to come to the negotiating table.
So we could co-opt this southern group by killing the northern group and saying, "Well, we did you a favor."
Well, the southern group loves scenario already. They're big fans.
I mean, we're only talking about plants. They're not people.
But they have a formal culture and a language. Why would we want to kill them?
Do you speak the language? How do you know it's a language?
Because Cinnamon talked to them last week. Because Cinnamon talked to him just a couple days ago.
I'll just follow along, see how this works out, but I'm dubious.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So the area where you are standing currently is, metal floors, metal walls, and such. One of the benefits to making peace with these veggie pygmies, which you have done so, is they had a key card that they have given some of the other adventurers who are clearing out some of those other rooms, a black key card. And at this point, I think you all your characters now kind of understand how a lot of the doors function, where they've got, little key card reader is on the right-hand side of any door. If you've got the right color key card for the door, it can open it. Where you're currently standing, you didn't need a key card to get into the arcade room. There's actually just a kind of public access button that opens that one up. To your right, a similar type of door that doesn't have a key card. But these other doors down this way, all have key card readers on them, and they kind of exude almost like a black light off of the key card reader.
Jarl.
Yeah.
Have you ever asked Lucy, anything about whether she knows? Lucy, do you know if there are ways to get into the rooms that are locked?
Oh, Rurik, I'd be happy to help you with that. Yes, I do know.
So where would we find the keys? Because I don't really want to break into every single door. That would be wrong.
She says, you shouldn't break into other people's rooms. These rooms are for other passengers.
Maybe they're in danger, Lucy, and they need us to help them.
Well, then we should alert the police robots.
I don't think that'll really be necessary.
Luce,
this door right here, we could just open it. You could just push the button.
We could be assisting the police.
Last time we had an altercation with the police, they tried to throw Jarl into a green room.
And not a green room like before you perform. Those are comfortable places. They're nice, calm.
This wasn't so nice. Luce, the thing is, when you say passengers, do you see anyone else around but us, Lucy?
Are you not guests?
Yes, of course we are guests.
Oh,
Yes.
she says, well, maybe she's just kind of looking around. She's like, of course it must be nap time. It must be everyone is sleeping.
Yes. Probably sleeping. What's in
I'm
this
going to
room?
open this door.
You hit the button, the door slides up, and you see what looks like kind of a lounge kind of area. There are couches and divans and tables spread out all around. Um, a lot of this furniture, of course, is all the upholstery's kind of been pulled apart and looks like things have been eating at it, rodents and such probably. But yeah, all around the room are smashed glass, metal boxes, and other debris, kinds of things that litter the floor. There are also, well, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
I'd like to go ahead and investigate just to see what is in the boxes.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Scenario will help you.
Oh, thank you, Scenario.
So you can roll it again with the advantage, but the two of you do a pretty good job digging around and looking around in here. Um, I'll get to the result of what that bears. Is anything that anybody else wants to do while they're searching the room?
I'm kind of interested about what's in the room, so I'd be peeking in.
Alex,
Okay.
which way? Where do we come in from? So I'm just curious where my back is in the whole scenario.
So the entrance is down to the south. This door that I just drew an arrow to.
All right.
So that
So I
that
know.
that hatchway will lead to the outside.
That is
Right.
the way that, and if you lead the veggie pygmies that way, be careful because they will walk right off the cliff.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a lemming situation last time.
Then I'll just go up to the other intersection, peer around, look for any of those stupid police robots.
Okay. So, this is kind of nice. As you're searching through the stuff here, Rurik, in scenario, you find another jet black key card.
Oh, well, that is handy. Is it the same as the one we have?
It would be, yeah, it'd be the same as the one that the other adventurers are using to open up some of the other cabins and such. So now you've got a second one that you can use here.
Does it have any distinguishing marks? I mean, does it look? I mean, this is a black key card or a black card that opens a door.
Yeah, I mean, it more or less looks like a credit card would with a magnetic strip on the back. It's black. It does have some like writing on it and kind of like some writing that you don't understand.
Jarl, do you think it's safe to ask Lucy to read these?
I'm sure she'd be fine with it. Hey, Lucy, do you mind coming over here for a second?
Anything for you.
Oh. Yeah. Can you read what does this say?
And she looks at it and she says, "This says Silver Star Cruises."
Does it
That
have,
sounds pleasant.
Silver Star Cruises. What is that?
She's like, "Well, that's um, that is the company that owns this ship. We have 5 stars, 5-star rating.
Are they all
We're
silver or are the stars different colors?
She says, "You're so funny."
Yes, but I would like to know the answer to the question. If this is the Silver Star cruise, what are the other ones?
She says, "There's no other ones. This is the one that you want. This is the most
But there are
luxurious
5
cruise
stars,
line. 5 stars, yeah.
It's an
and
art.
this is silver star.
But
5 silver
scenario,
stars.
didn't you hear Lucy? This is the one we want.
But there are others. Don't we want to know about them?
Can we just like sort of figure out this one first?
Well, yes, but there is a mystery to be solved. Yes.
Absolutely. And I'm right there with you in solving it after we solve this one, the one that we're standing in.
Yes, there is a lot to see here, of course, and we need to find these veggie pygmies and figure that out.
Yes. And maybe you and I can have a short conversation just after we start moving.
What if there is a platinum star? Wouldn't that be more exciting?
Don't. Just. I'll explain later
Okay, explain what?
why you shouldn't be talking about the damn stars.
About the damn stars.
Yes,
Is the damn
wait.
star a different one? There is the silver star and there is the damn star.
What is that? That must be worse, I think.
It is a worse star.
Fair enough. Okay.
Thank you so much.
I think you should carry this card, though.
Oh, thank you. You
They
are.
say it will open the doors. And that seems to be often that is your job.
Yes, that does seem that it is often my job, and I appreciate that scenario.
There's some strange mystery going on. It only exists in that room.
So, not really looking forward to trying every door while Lucy's watching.
So it looks like Tip and Char are kind of scouting ahead a little bit. Um, let's see. You would be able to see, it is dark in these hallways, but I assume, with dark vision and somebody's probably got a lantern up, you'll see the extent of this first, the main passageway kind of ends in a intersection up there. The intersection where you're currently standing, you just see rows of doors to the left, where closer to where Tip is. They all seem like they're likely black key card doors. Same with the doors to the right, closer to where Char you are.
Well, if we move to the right, we know where that's going. That's connecting to where we found Lucy.
Oh, and where the froghemoth was. You told me about that.
I think we should go straight, see if we can link it up.
While this is all going down, I'm just going to pat Jarl and Tip on the back and say, "Got you, buddies," and then I'll give them aid. So please increase your maximum hit points by 5.
Got it.
Scenario, before we follow them, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yes, of course.
So, does it seem strange to you that Lucy thinks that somehow or another we're guests?
I think that scenario is supposed to say yes to this question.
I think you probably are. And, she is not exactly the least powerful among us.
That is true. What are you suggesting?
I am suggesting that perhaps we should be guests and not make Lucy wonder or reach a conclusion about us as being anything other than guests, and we'd probably know that that we are on the best whatever out there. So
The best cruise. It is the best cruise.
The best cruise, yeah. So asking those kinds of questions, I'm starting to get a little bit worried about her. Jarl, are you listening?
No. As he's standing right next to you with his ear pointed, leaning in on you, you can almost feel him like up against your shoulder. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Lucy
So
just looks back. Catch up, slowpoke.
Here I come. Sorry, Lucy.
So Tip
Luke,
and Char, as you're looking down this next hallway, most of these doors are also require a jet black key card. However, these two doors here don't have any such um, key card reader. They just have the button, and each of them has like a red, looks like a red cross or a red T above the doors.
have we seen that before? The Red Cross.
No, no.
All right. I'm going to turn back to Lucy, who's apparently standing right behind me in a really creepy fashion, and just ask her, what does the Red Cross mean?
And she says, "Are you feeling okay? Are you feeling well?"
No, I think I need to maybe check in with a wellness staff.
And she says, "Oh, well, that would be where you'd want to go. We have a fine medical team on board that can attend to all of your medical needs."
It is a
Is it
five-star
like
medical team.
is it like
Five
you,
stars.
Lucy, or is it more like I just go in there and there's stuff to make me feel better?
She says, they're well, like me, but much more qualified to take care of. I can take care of your entertainment needs, but there are others in there that can help you with your medical needs.
Okay.
Or if you're not feeling well, I'm versed in healing, if that helps.
I'm feeling unwell from a lack of information. And I start walking towards the door.
Open it up. That is where you go if you're not feeling well.
So, pushing the button, and it opens up. Tip, I see you're near one of the doors as well. Are you wanting to check that out and open that up?
Yeah, I think Tip would be just sort of naturally curious. He's not looking to loot or anything, so he's probably more bored than anything.
These two doors essentially link up to the same area, so as you hit those doors, you kind of get that sense. The dark room inside um, is like kind of like a motion light thing. You know, the whole thing like lights up uh, from panels that you see in the metal ceiling. Um, and what you see are there's a voice that starts to speak as you open up these doors. It's kind of a soft, calm voice, but it speaks an unrecognizable language. And all around the room, you can see simple furnishings, colorful hangings on the walls. And the corridor leads further into the area here. And once you duck around the corner there, you'll see a couple more doors. The two to the south don't have any key card readers on them. They just have the simple button. And then the one to the north here does have a key card reader that glows like a grayish light.
I move towards the doorway to the right. I see a scenario coming behind me. I go, should probably check the room for stuff.
Sure, let's take a look. Huh?
Yes,
And this one you said is what color key card?
I didn't see that door there. This one is yellow.
Okay. We haven't seen that yet.
I don't think so. I don't think you've seen anything other than black up to this point. I could be wrong on that, but well, actually, when you were down by the that first police station area, those I think had like an orange glow to them. But I think you lucked out there because the police robots had opened up that door initially, and so it was already
I was thinking
open.
about those robot repair room. Scenario, do you remember we went in and saw the robot repair room?
I remember you telling me about it. There was a halfling girl with you at the time.
Yeah. I think there must be something in here that gives the medicine out. We need to watch out for it. I want to check the desks, and I'm going to guard this door in case whatever you do triggers one of them to come out.
Sure. Though it might be helpful to have a little help looking around.
Lucy, you want to tell us what's in here?
She comes in and she's looking around and she says, "Oh, well, it looks like there's no one around. You said you need medical attention. I can find somebody for you."
No. I'm sure just being in this room makes me feel better.
It is a comforting presence.
And she's
I
kind of
will,
like cocks
I will
her
start
head a little bit.
investigating.
Okay, you're digging around. She tunes into like that voice that's speaking, and she says, "Oh, the overhead speaker is saying that someone will be with us momentarily."
Can you tell me what a yellow door means?
Yes, she says. Hold on, just 1 second. She says that door there is only able to be opened by other medical personnel.
So that's where it's going to come from. And the one in front of you?
That one, she says, what did I say? Gray, I think. She said, "Oh,
Yeah.
that only the ship commander is allowed beyond that door."
Jarl, I think you need to talk to your lady friend. We need to meet her.
Huh? What happened? I come strolling in because
There's a ship command only room directly in front of her.
Oh.
If you want to know how to make peace with these people or eliminate them as need be, that's a room of influence.
Oh. What do you want me to do?
See if you can convince your lady bot to get us in.
Lady bot. Oh, Lucy. Lucy.
Yes,
Let's go in there.
Jarl.
Let's go in there, yeah?
And she says, we can't go in there. We don't have clearance, and we don't have a key. We'll get in very much big trouble if we try to break into there. Jarl, you're so silly. Have you had too much to drink?
No. No.
If there are drinks, perhaps you could help us find them, huh?
Drinks? Yeah. Lucy, I'm really thirsty. Let's go get a drink.
Okay. And she hooks your arm, and she's ready to go party with you.
Oh, boy. Okay. We'll be back, guys.
And as you're like passing by this door, it opens up.
Uh-huh.
And you can see inside, it's just kind of like a pretty empty room with a table. And there are 3 androids in there that are all wearing like like one of them has like the stereotypical like nurse outfit on. Another one has like the white lab coat on. They all have like syringes and things like that in their hands. And on the table is a horse strapped to this operating table with all sorts of like needles and things stuck to it. And Jarl, you recognize the horse.
Oh, hold on. Lollipop 2! Is that you?
Glue stick.
And as you're trying to move into the room, like this android like kind of grabs you and like pushes you back out into the hallway.
No. Guys, it's Lollipop.
Lucy,
And
what's wrong with the horse?
she's just like looking in. She says, she just kind of shrugs her shoulders. She's like,
The thing on
Jarl,
the table, that
is that
is
your
a horse,
horse?
if you don't know.
It's my horse. It went missing. Well, I lost it. Someone found it. Then it went missing.
Jarl needs his horse more than he needs a drink, Lucy. Maybe you could help.
Huh?
Jarl,
I do?
the android on the other side of the door grabs you, and it's talking to you, and it's like pulling up that syringe, and it looks like it's pretty intent on
Lucy,
giving you a little medical attention.
I'm okay. Tell him I'm okay.
And you can see she starts like speaking in her language, but this thing does not relent, and she says, uh, "I think it's malfunctioning."
Oh, good.
And we can roll initiative as things are getting a little stressful over there. Tip,
Alex, is
you
this
are.
when you expected it to happen?
I don't expect anything. I don't expect anything anymore.
Not after last time, no.
Yeah. So, um, we're at the top of the initiative order, and Tip is up first. You can just kind of hear there's some commotion happening from the medical bay area.
I guess Tip would start to walk back in. And just hold an arrow in case he sees someone get attacked or something.
Sounds good. Next up, Rurik, you also are hearing the commotion happening from inside.
Okay, so I'm walking in as quietly as possible, also taking out my short bow. And this in front of me, is it like a table or a reception desk?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm going to crouch down and hide right here. So stealth check.
All right, you were plenty hidden as
Wow.
you crouched down on the other side of the reception desk. Anything else on your turn?
Um, I'm just going to try and catch Tip's eye. I don't know if I'm going to be successful. I'm going to try and catch his eye and just do this. So be quiet.
Sounds good. Androids are up next. This one moves. I'm just going to get them so that they're at least in the squares here. Um, Kind of moves, and as this other one is like trying to stick you with the needle, Jarl, this one is going to try to grapple you to like hold you still. So you'll receive this treatment. So give me a strength athletics check.
Got
And 21 is the number to beat.
it.
Wow. They're like
All right.
dragging you places.
Oops. I don't know what I did. Sorry about that. Strength. Oops. What am I doing? Why I haven't done double click. There we go.
All right, so it grapples you. And it's got you kind of held up. Second one here is the one that is trying to stick you with this needle. Let's see.
Which might be good, right? Which would end up healing me even more, maybe. Who knows?
It could be
Or turn
good.
you into a horse.
Oh yeah.
So this
bunch of
has
horse steroids.
It's just
advantage.
a horse tranquilizer.
Yeah.
So you manage to kind of squirm, and this first jab at you doesn't hit. Let me see. It has a second attack, which also misses, fortunately enough. And then it is the third one. The third one just seems to be continuing to operate on your poor horse on the table there.
You keep saying attack, but it's like a heal, right?
Yeah,
It's like a heal.
absolutely. It's gonna heal. It's a good thing. You should just let this happen. Jarl, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get out of that grapple.
Sounds good. So we'll make a let me just see if it has. No, okay. So we'll do opposed strength checks.
Okay. Oh, is it? Do I do athletics or is it a strength?
Yeah, you can do strength athletics.
Okay.
Can
If
you
you've
do
got it.
acrobatics to escape?
Could I?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. You could.
Okay, I will.
So you manage to squirm out of its arms and free yourself from its grasp.
Yeah. I am going to. Yeah, that I might. That'll be it, I guess. I got out of my because I didn't attack or anything. So.
All right, Char, it is your turn.
I decide the best thing to do is try and help my friend out. So I step just enough where I can see both of them. And extending my arms out, I release a dazzling array of flashing light and color spray them.
Cool.
Okay.
And I then get this guy, not that guy.
Yeah. So you get these first two.
And I'm going to do it at second level, so that's 8d10. Six, 7, 8. $33 hit points of people can be affected down to may that only be one.
You don't see either of them seem to be affected by that.
Huh.
Maybe because they just have too many hit points.
That's always, it's a lot better than they just can't be affected by spells, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I draw back, figuring that they might be coming out.
Sounds good. Next up, scenario.
Scenario will move up next to Lucy and see in the room there, and we will cast Fairy Fire on all three of them in the room there.
And what do we got?
Well,
One failed, so number one is lit up.
and, that's cool. It untargets the ones that succeeded. So I can put the effect on the other one. And then I will give a bardic inspiration to Jarl, who is going to need to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Lucy. Lucy is going to grapple Jarl. And do you resist that?
No, I guess. He's like, what?
And she just, it's a little jarring at first. It's very, like, it looks very aggressive when she does it because she just goes in. Everyone else that's, like, watching on is probably like, what the heck's going on with Lucy? And she just grabs you, but then she pulls you away and she tries to pull you back to right here.
Oh, thank you, Lucy.
And then it is Tip's turn.
Tip will probably move to here again, and then I assume I can see neither of them.
You might be able to see number two. I would say it has like 3/4 cover from that spot.
All right. Maybe I'll go up here then.
I think you can see it from there.
Yeah, I will. I will shoot my bow at the two of them. If I remember how to do this anymore.
22 hits. And 6 points on the first one. Second hits. And 11 points on the second one.
And that's it for me.
Next up, we have Rurik.
Okay, well, I've seen Tip already go ahead and attack something, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward, still trying to stay out of line of sight. Can I? There's no way I can actually angle that from here.
Well, you remember you can always break up your movement, so you could like move like 15 feet, get a shot in at Android 2, and then get
And
out of line of
pass.
sight. Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20. About there. Okay. Do this first.
Are you taking a shot at one of them, number 2 there?
Then take a shot at number 2.
Okay. And you are hidden, so you've got your advantage on the attack.
Oh, thanks for that reminder. Oh, really? You guys didn't see that, did you?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let me try it again. It's annoying. It was
The
much
20.
better the first time.
Well, you had a crit.
I had a 17 and a 2.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, you still hit, so
oh, that's nice. Okay, then. And I put, okay, do I have sneak attack on me still?
You should.
yeah.
You applied it to yourself, yeah.
Okay, because I'm only getting a, okay. Okay, much better.
Where is Selvin?
Yeah,
I was just about to say that.
I think it was because I set up my tracker before I added you to the game. So sorry about that. We'll have you go. I'll just put you in next on the
Just put me at
initiative.
the end order. It's all right.
I thought you were on a secret mission.
All right, so 27 damage from Rurik to Android 2.
Okay. And each one of these squares is 5, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's as far as I can actually go.
You should have 5 feet left.
No, because I was behind the reception desk, not in front of it. Otherwise, I would.
Well, you could have moved diagonal. So
Okay.
so you could have 5 feet more.
5 feet more. So, I'm going to move out of the way and back here in between, right here.
Sounds good. Next up, we've got Selvin.
Oh, hi. I guess I'm here.
You just materialize. You were like you were stalled in the power armor. You know, you're trying
He was playing Donkey
upshift.
Kong.
What's a Donkey Kong? I was playing that card game. We had to hit 21.
Yeah.
For my bonus action, I'll spend a charge of the power armor to give myself some temporary hit points. That's not one I wanted to do. I don't know why the +3 goes there. So I get 12 points, and then I say, "Oh, I guess I'll mend the door then," and I'll just move up and see the one that's glittery and whack it twice.
Sounds good. Ooh, yeah, that'll hit. 13 points.
Second attack.
24. And 11 points.
And I'll stay there.
All right. The androids will go. This first one here is gonna make 2 attacks. Does a 21 hit?
That just misses.
And the 14 will miss. I'm just rolling it. My stat block isn't quite right for these creatures, so I'm gonna call it out. The second one goes and gets a critical.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Deals 10 points. And second attack will miss. The third one is continuing with messing around with Jarl's horse. Jarl, it is your turn.
Yep. Thank you, but now I'm gonna come back. Sorry, Lucy. Thanks for dragging me out, and I'm gonna attack with my sword. Okay. Actions of air used.
That'll hit.
Again.
11 points. And that one, your sword just kind of rings off of its metal body and doesn't produce any damage.
Yeah, and I get, and I go for an uppercut.
That'll hit. And 8 points. Ted just kind of spins around a couple of times on rotation and it moves up to like stop it. And then we turn to Char's turn.
I recognize these things for the dark abominations they are. They're not medical. They're not healers. They deserve to go away. And I begin to weave open a gateway to the dark of the stars. And I cast Hunger of Hadar into the room on a 20-foot radius. So I cast it sort of at the back of the room.
Uh-oh.
Sure.
So that it doesn't reach out to the doorway where we are. So I put it back on top of Android number 3, which should hopefully get us safe.
So I believe, what is it all? Darkness is in there, complete darkness, and
So 24 is a blackness, bitter cold, soft whispers, slippery noises, all the regular mystical mumbo jumbo.
All that good stuff.
Anybody who starts their turn in there takes 2d6 cold. And if you end your turn, dexterity save for acid damage. Because the otherworldly tentacles are coming after you. They didn't seem like they wanted to leave the room. Well, here you go. It's your tomb.
All right.
Lollipop?
What about Lollipop?
I think Lollipop is lost.
Lollipop been eaten by tentacle monsters.
Oh yeah, there was a question. Is this Lollipop 1.0 or 2.0?
This is 2. Maybe. Well, we never know what happened to the first one, so we haven't checked the other rooms yet. We'll see. This is 2.0. I could tell by the little like spot he has on his forehead.
My horse? I'm sorry, your horse?
We shared.
The communal horse.
I don't know if it's still our horse. We'll find out.
Pursuant to the terms of the loan agreement, it is his horse, but you have a mortgage on it.
That is true. So Lucy, that's Jarl's horse. Should they be doing that to his horse without?
I don't know if you want to encourage Lucy to go in there right now.
Okay, I won't.
Maybe you do.
Scenario,
It's uncertain.
and we come to Scenario's turn.
So they are in the darkness. I can't see them, right?
Yeah.
I am going to pull out one of my daggers, and I'm going to ready a disarming attack to try to get a syringe out of their hands. If I should see them.
On Lucy's turn, she expresses some canned concern for Jarl's horse. Begins dishing out some condolences. She
Thoughts and prayers for Lollipop.
just like right up behind you. There. And
Lucy,
then
you always know what to say to make me feel
Everything
better.
will be fine.
Thank you, Lucy. Wow. I appreciate it, Lucy.
and then it is Tip's turn.
Look on the bright side.
I'm just gonna assume I'm familiar with whatever Char just did, to the point that I am concerned, and I will go over and open this door below me. I'm concerned that he is hurting people.
Okay. You open that door, and your concern will probably be relieved pretty quickly as you open it up and realize that it's empty inside. But it is it's kind of like a medical storage area. There's just a bunch of cabinets that are closed, and they have that kind of similar red cross marking on them.
Okay. And then I can't see in, so I just stand there, twiddle my thumbs,
waiting for the pain to come. Rurik, it is your turn.
This is a thought. I had been able to take a sort of a bead on the androids, assuming they haven't moved. I should be able to hit them again from where I was before.
Yeah, you possibly could. You just have an attack at disadvantage from where you're trying to shoot through the darkness.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and try it anyway. Because what the heck. And I'm going to be aiming in the general direction of... Hang on. And because I know that I have colleagues that are next to it, I'm going to be able to do this as sneak attack damage if it actually hits.
Yes.
Okay, and so here we go. And I'm still aiming at Android 2's general direction. And it still didn't do that. I don't know. Fantasy Grounds drives me mad sometimes. I'm sure it does it to everybody.
So that one will miss.
Dang it. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and move up behind Jarl and change weapons and pull out my short sword just in case something comes out the door.
Okay. Sounds good. Next up, we've got Selvin.
I really want to jump in there and save that horse.
Me too.
I think the horse is thoroughly dead.
Not if I have anything to say about it. I want to plow into the room.
Okay.
Always a wise decision.
So you're going to be doing like a shove action against one of these androids, try to push them out of the way so you can get in there. All right. Let's
I was
do
reading
it.
my thing. The Aura of the Guardian doesn't say you have to see them.
All right. So strength
So
athletics check.
I'll shove Android 2. Is this at disadvantage because I can't see them? Or should I do... I know where Android
It,
1 is, and they're kind of shimmery. So
nah, it can just be a straight roll. I'm okay with that. Yeah, and you easily push this one back the 5 feet.
save the horse, and I'll enter the room.
Okay. I
And now
think
I see
the
nothing.
the the language of Hunger of Hadar is at the beginning of the turn and at the end of the turn, right?
If you start your turn there, which you did not, you take cold damage. If you end your turn, dexterity save or acid damage.
I will guess I can't really move anywhere else. Can I sense if the horse is alive? Do I hear neighing? Do I hear neighing?
You
You can't see it.
I think
But I can hear it.
there's so much crazy sounds and stuff like that happening in here. You're just not sure in this short amount of time.
All right, then I'll end my turn
Also,
here.
Wouldn't the horse be taking acid and frost damage?
If it was not already dead and not taking turns.
Which is why I don't know.
It's a good chance it's got 46 worth of pain coming its way.
I guess I'll end my turn there.
Okay. So you end your turn. And
Dex
let's see.
save.
Dex save.
+3 because Paladin. 19.
Okay. I think what success
save or
is
half?
it? Is it half?
No, it says ends its turn here, must succeed or take.
Okay.
So no half.
So no half. So you made it. So you're good to go.
You're dexterous. You avoided the tentacles.
Yes.
That's good. We don't need this to turn into a hentai game.
Yes, please no. So Android 1 has to make, what was it? It just takes the damage, right? 2d6 cold. Do you want to
Yeah,
roll
it just
that up,
takes
Char?
2d6 right off the bat for starting its turn. They're all three of them. You want me to roll that or you?
Oh. Don't even bother. Don't even
great.
bother. So this thing is going to step out into the hallway here.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna, as it steps out, I'm gonna do my disarming attack.
Okay.
So this would be contested by its athletics or acrobatics. So hold on to the syringe.
Okay. So I rolled fairly poorly, so you knock that out of its hand.
Yep.
And at that point, it was training its eyes on Jarl, but it'll redirect and just start like kind of martial arts fighting scenario.
Well, this is not what I had planned.
Kung Fu
First
fighting.
one will miss. Second one is a 14. That one will miss. Second android in here, the cold damage at the start of its turn doesn't matter. It's going to try to attack Selvin.
So I'm getting there impervious to cold.
Yes. This one's going to attempt to grapple Selvin.
Will it be at any disadvantage due to the intense darkness?
To be fair, I am a very big paladin dressed in a power suit.
Throwing it out there.
We'll say I'm just going to call it straight here, I think. Selvin, you can make the opposed check.
Athletics. Oh no.
So he's got you held. At the end of his turn, he'll take the acid damage. He's got what he has to make a dex save. Is that right?
Yeah.
So 24. The other android is going to be fumbling about and trying to make its way through the darkness. and we'll just kind of say it fumbles about and gets to over here, but that takes its entire action kind of feeling around the room to get to that point. Has to make the dex save, which is an 8. So you can roll me that acid damage.
9.
Nice.
9.
Whole round of the spell, and I finally got somebody to be affected by it. And of course, the horse has got its rolls.
The horse.
Those are really strong horse. I'm sure it's okay.
You know, let's say there's a chance. Let's put a horse token on here. Let's say there's a chance.
I will take all the hits for this horse.
And I don't want the final result to be that the only thing that died was the horse. But I do need to kill something.
Yeah. So we'll
Very
have
powerful need.
we'll have the horse go right here. So
It'll do
starts its
everything my
turn.
paladin ability.
It'll take some cold damage. 8 points of cold. All right.
I'll take it. I'll take the 8. Do paladin stuff.
Oh my god.
And then the
I'm saving
acid
this
damage
horse.
was 3 more.
All right. So Sullivan, you're using an ability that absorbs that.
If it's within 10 feet of me, I'll do the Aura of the Guardian.
Is that a reaction?
Yep.
All right. So there's still a chance for what was it? Lollipop?
Yeah,
Lollipop 2.
Lollipop 2.
Lollipop 2. Okay. Jarl, it is your turn.
Oh, okay. You didn't need to do it, dude. And you're probably just going. He's gonna. It's dark, so I don't see that there's an android in front of me.
You
The one in
see,
the darkness.
not the one in the darkness, but Android 1 is out in the hallway, visible.
Okay. I guess I'll go after the one that's I could see. I mean, what I want to do is try to get Selvin out and try to pull him out, but I don't know if that's possible.
You did hear me yelling, I'm going to save the horse, and then go in. So there is that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm going to punch this android then.
Punch it up.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go.
Another hit. Another 8 points. So at this point, this android is got pieces of its metal outside have clambered to the floor. There's wires and things that are kind of like sparking and shooting out electrical discharge left and right.
He's going to pull out those wires from his chest.
Nice.
Critical hit. All right, you do that, and you grab some of those wires, and you could see like one of its eyes kind of dims, and it just seems like it's starting to power down, but it's not quite there. It's still got a little juice left.
Don't look, Lucy. That's the end of my turn.
Char, it is your turn.
Let's see. I don't want to give up the one thing I've got working for me right now. I think I might just draw back and try and put a crossbow round into it, see if I can finish him off.
Sounds good.
It's been so long since I fired a crossbow, I almost forgot how to do it.
Oh, and it shows.
You may have.
Hey,
Clearly forgot how to use that.
Android number 1.
It does have fairy fire, so
you
you're
have advantage. So
Oh yeah, you get to roll again. You have advantage.
Yes, you do.
Wow.
So that maybe never happened.
I almost wish that it had happened twice. Oh, look at that!
Whoa!
Goes the opposite way.
Turns that frown upside down.
How the turns tabled.
And so then it's going to be 7.
7 points. It's a little bit of an. Oh wait. I see. It didn't get applied. It's like a little bit of a like you almost hit like the power down, like the battery cell in the back of its head, but you're just maybe a few inches off. Your crossbow bolt is sticking out the backside of its head, but it is still moving. And then we are turning to scenario.
Well, I will draw my fancy scimitar and hit it with that.
And that is enough to finally put this thing down as it clambers to the
It
ground.
had 1 hit point left.
Yeah.
It did. It's true. And really, I think that's good. I'll just wait. I'm done. My work here is done.
Lucy is giving some words of encouragement to Rurik. Just telling you to keep up the good fight. You're doing a great job. All those things. And back at the top, Tip, it is your turn.
Yeah, Tip's not really sure what to do.
You can always shoot your warlock and break concentration on that spell.
No, he'll just stand there.
Sounds good.
I'll take the dodge action.
Rurik, it is your turn.
Okay. So I'm close enough, and it would be hard enough for me to miss even in the dark. So I'm going to go ahead and that I won't, but still, I'm going to go ahead and attack Android. And then this is also still sneak attack.
Well, it is in the darkness, so it would be at disadvantage.
Oh, so I need to do another. Sorry.
Yeah, just do another attack roll.
I thought I. Oh, okay. Let's try this again. Oh, definitely, definitely missed. So I'm going to go ahead and see, since it missed, I'm going to go ahead and take another attack with my dagger.
Oh, you know what? I guess you don't get sneak attack if you have disadvantage on the attack roll.
Yeah, no, that's why I did. I took, so I know I missed it on that first. I missed it because of the disadvantage.
But
Yeah.
Anytime you have disadvantage, you can't sneak attack.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't realize that. But yeah, sorry. So you're doing your offhand attack with your dagger.
Yep, offhand with the dagger. Hopefully this will be better. And it's also still hit.
No.
Well, yeah, it can't be more disadvantaged than
You
that,
can't.
I don't think.
No. Go ahead and roll me a d6.
Okay.
See if we have additional bad stuffs. 4, you are safe.
Ah, thank you.
All right. Anything else from Rurik?
Oh, no, at this point. I'm going to turn around to Lucy and say thanks for the luck.
She's being more distracting than helpful,
Yes.
it appears. Selvin, it is your turn.
How much cold damage do I take?
2d6.
Lollipop! There he is. It's a big ass horse.
So only 7.
I'll take 3
for
because
dead horse.
I'll take 3 because I am
Rainforest.
a white dragonborn, so I get resistance to cold damage.
Yay.
Yay! And I will ask this for mechanics wise, but not for like metagaming. Can they see me?
They
Are they
cannot.
considered blinded? All right, so this is just a straight roll then. I can't see, they can't see, so I'm gonna do 2 whacks with the good old flail. Let's see. First attack.
That's a hit.
Second attack. Ooh, that's not good. D6 and thing. We're okay.
You're okay.
And for my bonus action, I will spend the last charge of my current energy cell to fire a blast from the ray gun that's on my wrist.
That'll hit.
For 9 points of damage. And now I gotta make a dex save. That's not great. I'll take the acid damage, I guess. Unless your save's a 9.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Let me roll that 2d6. 6.
And that'll end my turn.
All right. So Android 2 here has you grappled. And it's also going to try to hit you with its syringe in its hand.
No, please.
It does not hit you. The other one is going to try to do the same thing, but rolls a nat 1. No further bad stuff. All right, it's Lollipop's turn. 2d6 cold damage.
You can do it, Lollipop. I'll roll low.
Double sixes. No.
7.
All right.
Aura of the Guardian, I'll take the
Hey.
7.
Wait a
Okay.
second.
I'll
See,
take the
this is
7 points.
This is all I've had to
This
do to
the
do
ass
damage to
eight.
Selvin all this time is I had put a horse in peril.
Who knew?
And the 8, that's for the acid.
That's the acid.
Yeah.
Dex save for the horse.
Did
Come
the,
on, buddy.
If
You
it's
get the acid
incapacitated,
damage
it automatically
on the
fails.
Yeah, it's strapped down to this gurney that it's on, so it's
Shit.
gonna automatically fail that.
No.
Did the androids roll dex against the acid?
Oh, they didn't. Let's do that real quick. First one fails.
Good. Six
All
points.
right. And second one will also fail.
10.
And 5 on there.
Nice.
All right, Jarl, it is your turn.
All right, Jarl is going to sidestep here, and he's going to just ready an attack if he sees anything come out other than Selvin. He's going to say, Selvin, are you okay, dude? How's Lollipop?
It's not looking good here, man. Horses, I don't know if the horse can
Can't
make it.
see anything at all because it's all
It's-
black.
Then step
I
out.
hear neighing. No, I'm saving the horse.
Char, it is your turn.
All right. Having done what I can do, I'm just going to focus on my concentration on the spell and ready my crossbow for if anyone pokes out of that room. Put her bolted.
Scenario.
I'm gonna bend down here, and is that syringe I knocked out of the thing's hand here?
Yes.
I'm gonna pick it up. That's all I'm gonna do.
Lucy is going to move over to where Char is and just start like waving her finger at you, and she's just gonna be like, "You're hurting Lollipop. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!"
I have no idea what she's talking about because I don't know who Lollipop is.
Tip, it is your turn.
I guess the same. I'm not gonna shoot an arrow into the darkness.
Kip, you're so responsible.
Rurik.
Okay, this time I'm going to go ahead and try again. Assuming still at disadvantage.
Yes.
It's a miss. And going ahead and go ahead and do the. Let's hang on. And a miss. And I'm going to throw up my hands in disgust and walk over to Tip. And yell over at Char, do you think you could drop that thing? I think we might be able to finish them if we could just see the mothers.
All right, we're back to Selvin's turn.
I'll take the cold damage again.
Wow, what a hero.
I'm saving this damn horse. You're not losing another one on my watch.
8.
I'll take my 4 points of damage. I'll peek my head out the door. You mind dropping the spell? You're doing more harm than good here. And I'll go back in and take 2 more whacks.
He did 18 points of damage to the androids last time.
I know. But it's just me being me. First attack, natural 20.
Nice.
There you go.
All right.
Bonk.
Unfortunately, it is at disadvantage because you can't see him.
And they can't see me either, so it counters out. That's why I asked. And then I'll shift my focus to the other click-clack and hearing to my right here and take another swing. I want to target entry number 2. That's not great. And for my bonus action, I will lose 5 more points to regain my shield that's on the suit of armor. And I'll get an extra 10 hit points. And that will be it. And I gotta make my dex save.
You can do it.
17.
Nice. You're good.
That'll be my turn.
All right. Android here is going to come at you. With the syringe. 18 though misses.
Yeah, that'll miss.
All right. Lollipop. Sorry,
Can
dex save for the android.
Yeah.
20.
Do I have the ability to drop it before my turn?
I think so.
So I drop it to save Lollipop.
All right. So Vision is back in the room.
Oh, there's a robot there.
Lucy finally got to me with all of her finger wagging.
It's the finger wag of judgment.
I don't know what she's talking about, why I've got to save the lollipop, and I don't know what a lollipop is, and I've got no candy, but I just stop what I'm doing.
The
I
horse
start
is
wagging my
actively
finger back at her. The motor oil doesn't like what you're doing.
the horse is actively squirming and going about wildly, but is restrained there. But it is still alive. Jarl, it is your turn.
Jarl's coming in to attack this android now. Let's let him do that. Try to. Oh, apparently Lollipop is still alive. Didn't know that.
Char, I'll give you 10 gold to create bonfire on the horse.
All right, exactly.
Gold may not be the incentive I need considering my jingle pockets.
I'll take 10 gold off of you if you cast create bonfire on that horse.
I think Lucy will wag her finger at me again.
I'll wag my finger at you.
Yes, and I'm going to attack. Try to punch it. Hopefully I get something. There we go.
It's a hit.
And
5 points.
Yep.
All right. Char, it is your turn.
Since I can't enjoy the beauty of my spell of dark misery and tentacles, I'm just going to move up to a position where I think I can see. Could I fire crossbow with what? Disadvantage to get across these two?
It'd just be like a little bit of cover, so it'd be just a normal shot.
Okay, I'll take a chance at that and see what happens.
And that'll hit.
Nice.
$7 points. And then immediately step back to my corner and look at Lucian like, is that better? I just hurt the android.
She just like puts her hands together, cocks her head. Thank you.
I just hurt your people, not the horse.
Scenario.
Well, I suppose I will move up and attack this thing with my scimitar. My experience is they're immune to psychic damage, so I don't have much to do.
That's pretty good.
All right. Anything else scenario?
No, I don't think so.
Lucy is just showing some gratitude to Char. Tip, it is your turn.
I will move over here. Might as well move there and fire some arrows. Does that hit?
First one misses. Second one hits. 9 points.
Then I'll move back. That's it for me.
Rurik.
Rurik is like, well, that seemed to work a little bit better for you. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and see what I can do. So I'm gonna go and move around tip. And now that I can see it, it's not at disadvantage.
Not a disadvantage.
And
so that'll hit.
Oh, I hit. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and now I should be able to get sneak attack. Let me go ahead and put that back on there. Take that.
20 points.
Scenario, can you kick it for me?
You can sure try.
That's it.
All right, Selvin.
Maximum bonking with the flail. One bonk. I'll miss. Second one.
That'll hit.
And we'll put a little divine punishment on this one.
21 points.
That will be my turn.
He's got 4 hit points left, so give him one last turn just to be kind of a pain in your ass as he's going down. First
Oh,
attack is a
Yeah.
critical.
Thank you.
he's not
Yeah.
going down easy.
That's no Sunday morning.
Okay, so 11 points of damage. Second attack misses. So as it's like firing off these punches, it just starts to like wind down like you'd punctured its battery pack in that last barrage, and it just kind of winds itself down until it just starts to slump down and becomes immobile. The horse is still kind of kicking and trying to break free from its restraints, stuck comically on its back to the gurney in the middle of the room.
Is it time to create bonfire? Is that the time now?
No.
Uh,
Yes. Cook it.
Selvin,
Yeah.
is the horse? What's up with the horse?
It doesn't look happy.
Does he
Why
look?
don't
It's
you make
okay.
us save the horse?
Oh, I'm gonna kick the android that just died next to me because Rurik asked me to.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go
Oh.
try and pick up the syringe that was laying on the floor that you disarmed him from.
I already did. That was
Oh.
one of my turns while they were all in the darkness.
We came in here from medical, and all we did was get hurt.
I'm sure there's another syringe somewhere.
I
Because
think
they all had
y'all
them.
look fine.
Yeah.
Only thing that really got hurt is Lollipop and myself.
I run in with 2 healing potions in my hand. You
Why don't you
okay?
stick it with one of these syringes and see if it helps?
Yeah. we
Don't-
could.
don't-
Yeah,
Please,
I think
no,
you were
no,
trying to
no,
save
do
the
it.
horse. We should just hit it with a syringe.
You'll probably have to kill me before you kill that horse. I have a thing that lets me just protect it. You know, right?
Selvin. Here you go,
Scenario:
dude.
you have the syringe.
Oh, I'm
We
fine.
can
I'm
inject the horse and save it.
I have a
I'm just
syringe.
gonna,
I don't know
I'm
what
just
it
gonna
does.
undo the buckles that are restraining the horse down and try
Okay.
and calm it to the
Give
best
me
of my
a
ability.
give me an animal handling check.
Man, hey, does anyone else want to help me calm down the horse? It seems to be very panicked.
Yes, you got it.
I don't.
Actually, I'll help you.
Hey,
No, this is
scenario
your horse.
does not
The horse
do
I
it.
belongs to you.
decided to. I'm just gonna work what you need, and I'm gonna cast Calm Emotions on the horse.
Oh,
Okay, you do that, and it stops being so wild as you are Selvin. You're undoing the restraints, and you manage to get it back up on its feet, and it looks, it's taken a little bit of it's still got some like frosty clumps maybe stuck to it, maybe a little bit of like acid damage that had scarred it, but for the most part, it's gonna make it. It's got some wounds, but he's gonna make it.
now we have a horse in here.
Now you got a horse in the dungeon.
How are we gonna
Um,
get this thing down, guys?
Good luck. If you just run out, it will fall off the cliff and die.
I know.
Can
So-
we leave the horse here? Throw some food at it. Go about our business.
I think the horse is probably going to be safe in the room.
Just find Cinnamon. She's good with animals, right?
She's very good with animals. I wish
If
I
we
could.
leave it here with a note, we'll be fine. We need to go solve this problem.
Yeah. Hey,
Lucy goes over to one of the bodies of the downed medical droids that you beat up, and she starts picking through like the debris until at some point she lifts up and pulls up a yellow key card.
Oh, that's good. That's smart. I should have thought of that.
She like gestures and like hands it to you, scenario.
is that another card I should be hanging on to?
Yes. Why don't we take a look at this door that matches?
This
the
door
color?
was yellow.
During this time, I'm just gonna be refilling my energy cells and drinking the healing potion.
Okay.
Char
Absolutely.
deliberately does nothing in any way that might seem like he's apologizing to Selvin for damaging him.
Rurik told him
So,
to open this door over here.
Not of any hostility. He's just like, he knew what he was doing. I think he must have thought it was worthwhile. He just doesn't get that he would need to apologize.
You don't need to. I'm just trying to save the horse.
I was gonna say so Tip.
Yeah.
So you're like hanging out over here. You're not interested in what's in that other room?
Well, it's not really our mission, right? Like you guys just seem to want to steal stuff from in here.
No,
Well, our overall mission is two-part. It is to explore this whole thing.
We went north to find the other tribe. This is north. I don't know where they are.
Well,
Well, to be fair,
where
we've been
I'm
about like 30 feet. We didn't go all too far.
But our overall mission, the mission of the whole expedition, is to figure out everything that is here and make it safe. So opening all the doors is part of the mission.
I want to get in that command room. I don't know if this leads that way or not.
yeah, the door to the north there seemed to be, Lucy had indicated you'd have to have maybe like the highest level key card to open.
The scenario could get in there, but might not be able to get out.
So, Alex, were we able to get in this room that we just illuminated in front of us?
Yeah, so if you swipe the yellow key card, this room that I just revealed will open. And inside, you can see there's a couple of long work tables there that are covered with odd glass bottles, vials, plates, and other containers of an unidentifiable nature. There are also a number of small empty cages present.
We do anything to identify the liquids? Any known? Anything we've seen?
Sure. Why don't you give me like just like a straight intelligence check?
That's probably not going to do me any better than anything else, but sure, why not? Straight up, no bonus roll. 12.
You don't know exactly what these materials are. Clearly, whatever they were being used for, they were being mixed and such in these vials. Um, but there do seem to be some devices about that seem to maybe fit with the syringe that Scenario has. Like maybe this is where they manufactured whatever is in those syringes.
And so the contents of the syringes match the contents of some of these vials.
Yeah, that's your guess. Just judging off of some of the tools and things that are laying about.
Who's got a strong constitution and can take an injection? Anyone?
Don't look at scenario.
How about you? Do you have a strong constitution? I mean, do we really have to try it out?
We could just hang on to it and stick someone with it when they're not expecting it.
The horse was getting injected and he survived a horrible spell. I'm just thinking this could be good for us.
Well, there is that. Maybe you should do rock, paper, scissors.
Can I gather up any of these things with like stoppers into the containers or some way to make them portable?
Yeah, you could definitely pocket or transport a few in like your bag or whatever. They've got stoppers and things they won't spill as you're carrying them around.
If you are going to take those, take this syringe as well, and I'll give it to you.
Maybe we get a Vegapidme and we see what happens.
If you want, you can stab me with it. I'm all up for testing stuff.
What?
I know that young people, they go to schools of advanced studies, and sometimes for a small bit of money, they let you stick them with weird chemicals. See what happens.
That sounds itchy.
What about the door above me? What any of these things have color codes that we recognize?
The door to your north does not. The ones to your right there do have the yellow key card device. But the one that you're right next to, you could just hit the button on the wall and it'll open. No key card required.
Scenario. I think I'm going to go north. Do you want to go check out the yellow?
Let's take a look, huh?
I push the button to go north.
It opens up into a fairly unremarkable empty room that has another door to your north that has a button on it, and another one to the right that has the yellow key card.
I will swipe the key card on the yellow doors.
Okay, so in this first one, as you swipe the card, you can see a cylindrical metal creature with articulated arms and thin, gleaming tentacles is busy examining the curious glass bottles and large coin-like glass plates on a table in front of it. Other high bench-like tables are arranged about the room. And
You alone a roll of initiative.
no, its back is actually turned to you, so now you're not even really sure that this thing like sees you. It looks kind of like some of the other. It looks like those worker robots that you met 2 sessions ago, I think. The kind of squat, more droid-looking things, and it looks like it's mixing vials into other beakers and things like that. Its back turned to you.
And I don't know what any of those do, so I'll just close the door again. There is a robot thing in there. It is doing stuff. I don't know.
A robot thing is doing stuff.
Yes, doing stuff is mixing things.
Okay. Is it kind of like the ones we saw before?
Yes, like the one that you said was fixing the other robots. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
But this one is mixing the colorful liquid.
Maybe.
He's making drinks.
Okay, but Lucy said this place was where people came if they were sick, right? So maybe it's not mixing drinks.
Bloody Marys, maybe.
Maybe meds. Who knows? Anyway, I want to check out this room that you looked into. Are you planning on going in there?
No. I'll just stay out here and make sure everyone stays safe.
Okay.
Whoa, thanks for the jams, man!
I'm going to go in and take a look around. And so these were like cabinets?
Yeah, if you search around in these cabinets, which you can do, you know, opening things up, you'll just see a variety of kind of like bandages, like pretty mundane medical supplies, more maybe empty syringes,
Whoa, thanks for the jams,
things like
man!
that. Probably some other vials of unconfirmed liquids.
So I'm going to pocket the syringes and the vials of unconfirmed liquids, just because, who knows, they might come in handy. And I'm going to come out and let Tip know what I do.
All right, so we are back. Our group of adventurers here. They just a recap of where we are at. They have been sent here by the Grand Duchy of Karamakos to clear out this mysterious metal fortress that had been discovered. All sorts of unnatural and strange things had been coming out of here and harassing the caravans going back and forth between the Grand Duchy and the Emirates of Yularum to the east. And so the contracts have been handed out to adventurers to come into this place and start clearing it out. Basically, there are worries that the next King Momo might end up moving into town here in such a big structure, and so they don't want that. So the idea is to clear this out and have the Grand Duchy take control of this area. Our heroes had just found a medical bay area that they had cleared out. They discovered where Jarl's lost horse ended up and saved saved Lollipop. And now they have discovered the android that is with the group Lucy has indicated to them that one of the doors that they found that they're unable to open could be opened with the commander's key card. And so the party has asked Lucy if she would lead them or take them to where the commander has his residence. And so um, assuming you want to head with her right away.
Yes, I suppose so.
Okay, so basically, where you see her token is the direction that she is going to be taking you. And so she's leading you down this hallway. And as she does so, up ahead, this hallway kind of maybe looks a little bit familiar because this is for anybody that dealt with the frog Hemoth in the first session. This is where it originally kind of came from down this hallway. But as you were coming down this way, you can see at this. I'm just going to move Lucy's token just to show where it is. But at this intersection here, you can see a number of pipes that cross near the ceiling. And it looks like there's some like damage or something like to the ceiling at this point because there's like wires that are dropped down. There is some electrical discharge coming from them and such. And that is what you see down that way. And that's where Lucy is taking you. And
I don't know that it's going to be safe for us to just follow her blindly. She knows where she's going, but it doesn't mean it's safe for us to follow her.
I think she's okay. So far, she hasn't really done.
Well, we should be on our guard because there are things here that she does not expect.
Right.
I don't think she's living in the now. She's living in the time when there were passengers here.
Yeah.
If there are passengers now, we are guests.
Do
Be
you
my
all
guess.
know what
Be
her
my
role
guess.
was on the ship?
I think she was an entertainment specialist. She was very excited about the room with the games.
I got a whole coupon out of it.
You did.
I did.
Tip will ask her directly, what's your job here on the cruise?
And she says, make sure that you have a good time. We have a
Are
5-star reputation to uphold.
there certain rules you have to follow?
She says, well, of course, if you're going to put money down at any of the tables, we have a very strict no cheating policy.
And I think Tip points out that you seem to be concerned about us going through doors we shouldn't go through, but then you hand us key cards that aren't ours.
She looks at Jarl.
It's okay.
She says, well...
Do you normally hand key cards to guests when they aren't theirs? Is that
just
part
the
of
ones
your
I like.
entertainment?
She says, don't worry. If anything happens because of it, I will explain. Clearly there was something wrong with those medical professionals that we met in the other room. And Char here said that he was injured. Are you feeling better now?
You may be muted.
I was feeling ill from a lack of knowledge. I've learned a lot since then. So I'm progressing to continue motivating her by following her along.
I'm gonna nudge Tip. I said, I'm just rolling my eyes. I can't believe this guy.
So, Lucy is leading you down, and right here, she gets to like the spot where all these wires and such are hanging down. Um, as she passes through that spot, all those wires begin to animate and start to try to grab hold of her. Um,
Uh,
and you can see on the ceiling what it is, not so much wires as they are tentacles that are hanging down
oh.
and now attempting to grab hold of her. So,
A non-metallic beast scenario. Psychic
Oh, I'm
damage.
sorry about Lucy. That is a loss.
What?
What do you mean she's not even dead yet?
She's not even alive yet.
Well, that's a fair point.
metal panels in the ceiling, even further down, where you see Grell 4, 3, and 5 kind of fall down off of the ceiling, and these things crawl out as well and are clinging just overhead. So we will hit the initiative button here and bring
I think
us
Lollipop's
to
still there.
Lollipop.
Lollipop
Yeah,
might have a role yet to play.
Oh boy.
So we are at the top and starting off with Tip.
Tip goes right for it. Violence.
Did you see that second one, or just the? Did you see
Yeah.
any of them?
Yeah,
I saw-
27 and 29.
Yep.
I'm not seeing them for some reason. I don't know why.
All right, 11 points and 10 points. So Grell 1.
Nice.
And that's it for me.
All right, next up is Rurik.
Just take a deep sigh and go ahead and get out, of course, my weapon of choice. And if I can just get it out. I never bring enough arrows. I can't believe I missed. Well, so then I'm going to go ahead and move.
All right. Anything else, Rurik?
Um, I see not much that I can do even with, hang on, let me see if I can. There's one thing I could do maybe. Nope, there's not much else I can do at this point other than try and hide, and that seems kind of useless.
All right. Lucy, with these things, they're floating kind of at the top of the ceiling now. She kind of reaches up and grabs one by the tentacle, tries to pull it down a little bit, and tries to take a couple of swings at it. First attack at the same one that Tip just hit. Misses. Second attack is a hit. 21 to hit. 12 points of damage. And then it is Char's turn.
So, quick question: are they attached to the ceiling? I couldn't really tell. It looked like their tentacles all came from the ground.
They are like floating at the top of the ceiling, so about 10 feet up.
Okay, so nothing to tidal wave would have any problem with. So I'm going to hit him with a tidal wave, which should be able to hit all of them.
Plus Lucy.
Yeah, she's heavy. These things look light.
Area up to 30 feet long, up to 10 feet wide, 10 feet tall. So you'd be able to hit them, yeah.
So Lucy saved, and 3 of the others did too. But it's 48 for those who didn't, and half for the ones who saved. So 15 points for the failures, and 7 for the ones who succeeded.
And the failure
All right.
is something happens to them with the tidal wave. Does it push them or something?
Yeah, they get knocked prone.
All right, so let's see. I see Lucy saved, so she just takes half. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. And who else do I got? Grill 1 saved, so it takes half.
But
Actually,
Grell number 5 and Grell number 3 failed, so they're prone with 15 points of damage.
I think Grill are immune to prone.
they are immune to prone. Isn't it only, wasn't it 10 feet wide? The tidal wave?
Tidal wave is up to 10 feet wide, 30 feet long.
So I don't think you can get as
Yeah,
many
so
as you.
Okay, yeah, I was reading it missed off, so I've got 2 and 5 would be the ones I probably wouldn't hit.
Gotcha. So we'll keep them out of it. And then
My goal is to try and wash him off Lucy.
3 and 4. 3 failed. Okay, and 4 succeeded. Okay. All right, I got it. And so number 3 gets pushed. What was it, 10 feet?
No, it's just prone.
They're just knocked prone.
Oh, they're knocked prone. Okay, so he doesn't get knocked down or anything, but they take the damage and such. All right. So then next up, scenario.
Right. Well, I will draw my trusty cittern and cast a hypnotic pattern on all of them and on Lucy, but my assumption is she's immune to this effect. So they will all have disadvantage on this save. So I clicked the disadvantage button. We'll see if it does what it's supposed to do. It looks like it didn't do disadvantage.
Didn't
so
do
the
it.
one that succeeded. Oh, Lucy is the only one that succeeded.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're all incapacitated.
All right. I no saving throws or anything like that on their turn.
No, they're incapacitated unless they get hit.
All right, Jarl, it is your turn.
You muted.
Okay, I'm gonna attack that one right there.
That'll hit.
Gonna attack
points.
swipe again. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to punch him and tell Lucy, you okay, Luce?
Yeah, she gives you a thumbs up as she's trying to deal with them herself. Although they're all sleeping now, so she's looking a lot better than maybe she was going to. It's returned to Selvin's turn.
Oh, I'm doing my bonus.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just gonna drop damage on him.
And that one goes down.
I'll just move my 30 feet. 5, 10. Oh, that's weird. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Just a little short. That's unfortunate. But I'll dash. What's up, buddy? All I got.
Shh, not so loud.
But don't
All
worry, you
right.
can be as loud as you want.
Okay,
They are
fine.
fascinated by my music.
Oh, what does it sound like? The music that you're playing?
It's just sort of a haunting melody that they're all fascinated by.
It's beautiful.
And sorry, my fantasy grounds is thinking. We're back to the top then with Tip.
I will go for grill number 2 then.
And that one hits. Second one hits also. All right, and a total of 20 damage to Grell 2.
And I will move forward a little bit, but not much. And then that's it for me.
Rurik.
Rorik is going to try one more time. At this point, they're all incapacitated unless we hit them, right?
Correct.
Yes, so the only number 2 is awake right now.
That's what I thought. I just want to make sure I was targeting the right one. So let's hope.
All right, that'll hit.
Okay. And come on, screen.
All right, 23 points of damage.
Since I haven't moved, I can go ahead and just going to move a little bit closer here and stop at that point.
Lucy will take her turn, take a couple of swings at the Grell here. Ooh, first one is a nat 1, but it's just a miss, no further bad stuff. Second one is a 15, that'll hit, dealing 9 points of damage. That Grell is still up, but looking pretty bad. Char, it is your turn.
Char is going to move into a position here and is going to do a burning hands, which will get him 15 feet. We get him not that one, but would get that one. Question: could I get 3 of them or not?
15 feet, you could get 2, and you could get 3.
It will wake them all up.
Yeah, but maybe they'll all die. So I'm going to try for that.
All right, both fail, so it'll be full damage.
9.
All right.
And then just
Wait,
kind of step
uh,
back 1 5-foot space to see how that works out.
I don't think you targeted the right ones. I
I tried to
think,
target these two.
yeah, I think
Then
5 got in there accidentally instead of 2.
I was
So,
trying to get 5, and I didn't. I could either get 5 and 3 or 2 and 5, and I was trying to get 2 and 5. Did I get the wrong one?
yeah, based on where you stood, it was looking like it should be 2 and 3 because
Yeah, it should be 2.
two
A
would
nice
go
thing you
down.
can use is if you hold Alt and then click on both left and right mouse, you can actually pull up a cone to show how far it goes.
Wow, how do you do that?
Hold your Alt button
Yeah.
and then left and right click and then drag it out.
Oh, I didn't know
You
that
also
trick.
can do the same thing with a line, which you just do the normal left and right click, or a circle and a square. Something you can do.
That's cool.
It's a neat little tool.
I have to work on that.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, you can like
And that-
show like how big you want. Like say if you want to do a fireball, you can do it like, hey, fireball,
Nice.
and that
Big
helps with
fireball.
targeting.
Oh, I just lost the map.
No,
No.
Scenario,
find
come
it.
back.
So I've saved Lucy,
still on,
which
I
was
just
my
lost
main
the map.
goal.
You saved Lucy, yes. No harm to
We
her.
need her to show us the way to the captain's quarters.
And scenario is up next. So whenever, 10 minutes from now when your
The
map
map
loads.
is reloading. So I'm gonna use. I don't need to see to do this. I'm gonna
Mhm.
target Grell number 3, and I'm gonna viciously mock it. Of course, now Fantasy Grounds is gonna take forever because it's loading the map.
All right, 5 points.
And disadvantage on its next attack.
And grill number 3, the only one that's currently awake, is going to float over here and get up next to Char and attack with its tentacles
At disadvantage.
at disadvantage. I think the disadvantage will miss. So 13 will miss.
Nice.
It then also attempts to attack with its beak. And that also will miss.
Don't
Jarl.
worry, I saved you.
I'm coming up to attack it. Let's see. Attack, swing for its tentacle. All right. Do a bit of damage. Swing again for its beak. A little bit more damage. We're going to chop it. A bit more damage. Chopped it.
Chopped.
Chop, chop.
And that one goes down. And I think with 2 left and how you've got this figured out, you can make quick work of these things strategically without putting yourself at much more risk. So I'm okay with hand waving this last part if you're good with that.
Yes.
Sure.
But in the aftermath of the battle scenario, you'll probably see this just because of your passive perception, but where those things were nesting up in the ceiling, you kind of, from the burning hands that happened and all the different like effects of light that were coming in, you kind of see a little bit of a glint up there. And as you start to kind of view up in there, it looks like there's all sorts of things, loot that these creatures had been pulling up into the ceiling with them, lodged up there.
Well, I will use the Cittern to cast Levitate to go check it out.
So taking some time to look up here, you'll see there's a couple of pieces of jewelry, likely from some of the people that were crew or guests on this ship at one time. So there's like three pieces of necklace, and what seems to be a body of a veggie pygmy has been stuffed up here as well.
Oh, that's too bad. This is a fan.
As well as a violet key card.
Oh, hey, Rurik, here you go. There's another key.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Just what I need. Another key. What color is this one?
This is violet, and I will give you the yellow one too. So you have three now.
Okay. Okay. So, do we have a door to try these out on?
I don't recall a violet door.
Are these all yellow doors here?
These are all still jet black key card doors, although this one is orange.
We don't have an orange key yet.
Can we ask Lucy what violet corresponded to? And orange while we're at it?
She tells you violet is for like technicians, maintenance people and such. Orange is for security personnel.
Let's avoid orange.
Yeah, it's probably smart. That actually kind of fits with what I remember of our first trip here.
Do orange key cards, Lucy, do they open most doors? Is it a very high ranked door since there's security?
She says orange. Orange would enable you to open yellow and jet black doors. The violet will allow you to open violet doors and all those three as well.
Oh, okay.
So the violet. Yeah, so this is the highest one, and she will teach you the secret if your characters haven't figured it out already, that the higher level key card can open anything below it.
Oh, that's good to know.
Lucy, I think you're right. I think this is the best ship ever. These keys are so easy to use. And scenario, I think maybe we have your answer about all the different colors too.
Of the stars?
The stars, yes. So we've got the... Yep. We don't have to ask that question again. So... we...
I understand.
So we're still heading, Lucy, we're still heading towards wherever we were going?
She says, yep. And she is trying to take you now this way, to the north.
Okay. Wait a minute, Jarl?
Yeah?
Is this close to where you found her before?
Found her south of here.
It was, he'd kind of go around in circles a bit, that direction, and he'd kind of point a bit,
I think it was a bit further south.
Yeah, it's like south. I'm trying to see. Yeah, if you see there, there's like a little trash area right there. Just in this section. I don't know how to do a cursor, but yeah, about south of us.
Sally.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see it. Okay. Thanks.
She found one of those fire arrow thing shooters in a pile that down there.
Oh, when
I
we
think
get
I
to
was there and don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that thing. She still has it on. I'm assuming, Alex.
It is out
The
of power.
yeah,
It needs to be
the
charged.
rifle.
Mhm.
Yep, exactly.
I don't know what that
Um,
word means.
not so sure I want to put, I want to actually fix it at this point. I mean, she pointed it at Cinnamon.
I think she's just a really good aim because she pointed it at me too, but
She
she
hit
didn't
you in
shoot
the
me.
heart.
Hey,
I want to
That
see
was
this.
with a different weapon, though.
I've seen this really cool shadow play once called Wanted, and they could curve their arrows like
Really?
like an arcane archer. Maybe someone like that.
Where'd you see that?
Oh, it was something we used to do back in the day. We just used to do plays and stuff. It was pretty nice. It's been a
so
while though.
I've
I
been
heard it
opening
was
up.
terrible.
I've been opening up this. She's the path that you can see is where she's taking you. Pretty
What color
uneventful.
are the doors here?
They are, for the most part, they're jet black doors. So they would just be further personal cabins and such. That doesn't change until you get to right here where she's standing. Here you can see a couple of different quarters. At the far end, this northernmost one that I'm putting the arrow near, that one is a green.
Oh, we haven't seen that before.
And then the one right next to it is red.
Oh,
And Lucy will tell you that the red one is for police and security officials.
I thought that was violet.
No, that was
Orange,
orange, I think.
orange is going to be like the bouncers and like the people that are maybe like watching like the games and such, and then the security personnel are like the top um,
SWAT.
the top officials. Yeah, yeah. The people that are protecting like the actual ship personnel that are driving the thing and everything. Um, then the green is the oh, I'm sorry, not green, gray. It's gray, so it's the commander's suite or the commander's
So
key.
the 5 is pointing to which? 10 is pointing to which?
The 10 is gray, and then this one right here is to the left is the red.
I asked Lucy, if we don't have a key card, how do we get the attention of the commander to meet with him?
Tip knocks on the door.
And Lucy's like, that's it, you know, that's the polite thing to do is you knock. But of course, you knock and there is no reply from the other side.
Is the door just to the south on the right hand side? Is that that's black?
Oh, actually, no, that one is just a button on the wall, so no key required for that.
Oh, I'll move up and push it.
whoop.
Boom. It opens. On the other side seems to be maybe like a cabin or such, or a residence. There's a bed in there. Just kind of debris and clutter on the floor. And then to the south and to the east, there are two more doors that have buttons on them.
I'll walk in and press them.
Oh, this is the one I was hoping you'd press this one.
Oh no! I'm like, as I move my token closer, I'm like, whoop.
Scenario will always help.
Always help, yeah. So you open, this door opens, and in here you can see there are numerous couches and chairs arranged about the room, creating intimate conversation spaces. Several colorful lumps resembling half-deflated puffball fungus are also present, each measuring about 3 feet in diameter. Several smashed boxes the size of a human are arranged against the north wall. Their exteriors, once covered in garish colors, now stand black by soot. Along the east wall are 6 curious oval-shaped spheres. Once stark white, their exteriors are now dirtied and scratched. A seam is visible around the middle of each sphere, and a short flight of stairs leads up to the side of each of these weird orb units. So you're basically looking into a room that there's definitely like some like what appears to be maybe humanoid remains about the room, people that perished in here. But those pods are the most curious thing in here, and I think we've got a handout for that I can show you. Let's see if I can get that
We're gonna have
close
to get
enough.
you a scanner.
Yeah, I know. And get the
Okay.
pods in there. I don't know if Cliff is still out. I don't think that's one of Cliff's. He was in the chat earlier saying he did some of the rooms. So
And I will push the button for the door or to the right too.
and that one will lead to kind of another what kind of looks like it was maybe like a storage area at one point. Now having been kind of pillaged by something at some point, there's just debris and refuse on the floor at this point.
Well, these doors will not help us get where we want to go. This room is interesting, but I don't know what it is. There's weird egg things in it.
Egg things?
And certainly people died in there.
Lucy. Lucy.
I got no veggie pygmies and no commander.
Just quick question. I'm sure you already know. What is this room?
Oh, this is one of the most advanced things. You can't get this on any other cruise. This will give you a true virtual reality experience. And she grabs your arm and she's like pulling you towards one of these pods. And she
Wait,
says,
wait,
she
wait.
starts like pointing out. She's like, you sit in here in this very comfortable seating area that we have developed. It's state of the art. And you put this, and she has this like helmet looking thing that is connected to a coil inside the pod, and she's explaining, you just put this on, and it can take you to worlds beyond your wildest imagination. Anywhere you want to go, you can sit back, relax, and enjoy a movie. And she's saying all these words that don't like make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Go to hell, see death.
She's like,
Hey, the
well,
boatman.
I guess if you're into it, we've got it.
Is it? It's safe.
100% safe. Oh, are you prone to seizures?
I
You
don't
get
think
motion
so.
sick. Oh, then you'll be fine. You'll enjoy it.
Will I? Did these guys enjoy it? And he's gonna kick one of the. What is
She's
it?
just like,
What?
maybe they enjoyed it too much.
Can I do a perception check of the room just to take a look to see if I see
Yeah.
anything else?
Sure.
I'll ask her if it works on robots. The virtual reality experience.
She doesn't answer your question directly. She says like it's not for me to enjoy. It is for you, our guests. What did you get? An 8. You see a lot of
Yeah.
you know, the whole place is just kind of in tatters. So you don't see anything that's sticking out as special or catching your eye.
I kind of wanna see.
Well, we could take a look, but it's not where we are trying to get right now.
Yeah, I know. Lucy, we might need to go. We'll keep a note of this room. Definitely.
We don't want to try. We don't want to exhaust everything. We have a long time. We don't want to wear out our welcome, right? We don't want to run out of things to do.
Yeah. You're right.
Lucy looks a little bit disappointed, but she's like, well, maybe in a couple of sessions we can come back here.
Sessions?
All right. So, I'm just looking at the time, and so Lucy's going to take you to. She wasn't going to take you directly to that door. She was going to take you to this one over here on the other side. And what you'll discover is that one also has a gray key card needed to open it, as does this next one. And she'll be somewhat frustrated when you knock on the doors and no commander, scenario's likely right. He perished a long, 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 long time ago. So there's no one to open the door. The other.
What color are the doors on either side of it?
So yeah, the ones up here, this one, and this one, basically those three on the northern side are red. Everything else is a jet black card.
Okay, so I can get us inside. I can take one person with me. What do you think if I take Rurik inside, and maybe when we're in, we can find a way to open the door to come out?
And if we can't?
Then we take a short rest, and I can get us back out. It will just take. I will just need to work on my magic again.
Okay, I can take that chance.
Okay, I'm going to grab Rurik's arm, and I'm going to dimension door 10 feet over into that room.
All right. So you do that, and you make it into this next area. And suddenly you find yourself in a comfortable-looking common area that is filled with couches, stuffed chairs, and small tables. Colorful decorations are on the walls.
Dead people.
4 skeletons in rags lie prone on the floor, seemingly left where they fell. The room appears in disarray as if abandoned with great haste. And then from there, you can also see some additional doors, all of which require a gray key card.
Oh, that's going to be exhausting.
Well, let's examine the room, huh? Maybe we find the key somewhere.
Let's hope so.
Also,
all right.
When you try to work the locks without the key card, it summoned the police people, but the robots but we're in here, so they won't find us.
That is very true. Before we do anything, let's just take a look at all the other doors to make sure that they aren't ones that the police could possibly open.
Sure.
So all the other doors are gray?
All the doors in this room are gray or require a gray key card.
Cool. Well, let's take a look here just in case maybe one of the people dropped. I want to check the area around the skeletons.
I will assist you with an investigation.
Go ahead and give me that investigation roll.
Okay.
With advantage.
Oops, forgot to do the advantage. It's not my night for remembering that.
Okay. With a 16, you're kind of, flipping up some of the couch cushions and looking under there and checking out the bodies and such. You don't find what you were hoping for, which would be a key card, but you do find it seems like near the bodies or near the skeletons, you find 3 ampules. Is that how you pronounce that? Like
Yeah.
a serum ampule. So three of those that seem to be lying near still full of liquid.
Hmm.
Well, that is
Pop-
interesting. It is not exactly what we want.
No, but I'm gonna pocket them. Hang on just a second. I pull out my my little journal and I write down syringes bad, ampules question mark, and draw a little picture so I know which one is which, and stuff it all in my backpack.
So, for us to get out, we either need to open the door with your skills, or we need to take a rest.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and see first if I can open this door that will allow us to go in and out. So I want to go over and look at the entry door and see if there's anything that we could, like a hand pad or anything that's there that looks remotely like a way to open that door.
There isn't. There isn't a way to open this door other than with the key card. Um, I think I said at the beginning of the last session, you could still try to force doors open if you wanted to, but it comes with a pretty heavy risk of alerting those security robots.
Yeah, that's what I remembered. Um, well, if we try it and it doesn't work, then our friends are going to be out there fighting security police.
It is true.
Yeah, I'm thinking we just go back out and let them know what we found, and
Well,
then
to go back out, we need to rest.
yes,
I can't. I can't transport us out yet.
So taking a short rest.
Yep.
I need a long rest. It's the only way to get my spell slots back.
Okay. Anything the rest of you outside would like to do?
I'm trying to reach mentally through that distance. I can't see him, but I try to establish communication through my little Asmar trick to see if I can talk to him.
You totally could probably talk through the door. Like you'd be able to hear each other through the door.
And I'm
But
asking
yeah,
what's
you could
happening
do
and what
that
do
too.
we need to know?
We have found a room. There is a lot of debris, a couple of skeletons. We've searched it fairly thoroughly, but we have not found a key card. The only way I can get this out without possibly triggering the police robots is to take the time to rework my magic. That will take 8 hours.
You can't just the door doesn't open from the inside like normal.
No, it requires the key card on both sides.
Really?
paranoid group of people, I would guess. So
Lucy, what's that door above us?
That would be one of the red police doors. So maybe further making you feel a little wary of trying to trip that door because they'll be on you
Yeah.
pretty quick if
And the
your
one that's
suspicion is
back
correct.
here by Jarl?
That would be a black. Wait. So this one right here is gray. The one on the other side would be a jet black.
Okay, but the one beneath the room they just went into is gray.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys could take the 8 hours to go looking for a gray key card.
Yep, do you have any ideas?
Lucy, where do they make key cards?
She says, Well, I imagine that they're not made on the ship. They probably come from a factory somewhere.
Is there a room that
If a
stores
guest
them?
uses their key card, what happens?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
If a guest loses their key card, where do you help them go?
She says, Um, where would such a thing happen? Third level, guest services. She says that on the next two levels down is where she would take someone to do that.
Do the police rooms have access to all of these? Is there some way they can open every door, or do they need a key card?
She says, well, police HQ is at the center of this level. There might be some levers or switches that open some of the doors. I'm sure we have very strong security protocols on the ship, and rest assured that your belongings are safe. Everything is being monitored.
So security is important. What about safety? I saw some repair robots that were able to put out fires and take care of problems. Would they have access?
She says, not to this area. Um, this is the commander's room. Only the commander and his family would have a gray key card.
Uh, who? How many family members did he have?
She'll tell you that he was on the ship with his wife and three kids.
Did they live near here in some of these rooms?
Yeah, this is actually the commander's suite right here.
So maybe we go into these black rooms that we can get into if we can.
So I think this is probably going to end up being like a good ending spot for the night, having discovered where this is. Um, so now other things that the next party might be looking for. You are now on the northern side of the ship. Only a little bit of a sighting of a poor dead Vigi Pygmy. So maybe we'll see them next time. Um, we'll assume a long rest happens here for at least. So here's the thing with this adventure. So much of it is kind of old school crawling, and so the encounters um, by themselves sometimes are more designed to eat up resources than they are to have like a big, huge battle, right? So I think we might have to have some way of. I might have to do some kind of tracking of time a little bit, um, so that we're not making an assumption of a long rest after every session, just to keep that spirit um, of the crawl going.
Yeah.
So why don't we hold off on actually applying a long rest and just kind of see where the party makeup is, because depending on, right now I've only got what Rurik and Scenario are the two that are trapped in there, so they might be long resting while others are still exploring and such. So we'll take a look at that next time.
I'm sorry for if my spell made us have to quit.
No, this is actually a good stopping point, because anywhere else really that we would go would probably lead us into a bigger chunk of game. So I think this is a good ending point.
If I level up, I'll have a second, fourth level spell slot, and I can get us out.
There you go. So we should apply some EXP rewards to see if that could be it.
He could just
But-
maybe take one of those ampules and all of a sudden feel so much better.
Maybe. I
Well,
don't think I'm going to level up, though. I have almost 10k away.
Well, I'm going to pull us offline while we do our bookkeeping and such, like we often do at the end of these sessions. Thanks everyone who came and was hanging out. Thanks for all the cheers and all of that tonight. This was one of our community campaign games. Right now, the content is the Expedition to the Barrier Peaks book from Goodman Games. This is the third of the original adventures Reincarnated that they have done. So a lot of wacky sci-fi stuff, and looking forward to seeing what the next one is like. If you ever want to get in one of these games, the way you would do that would be with your support of our Patreon. We do these games right now. We're doing about 5 or so of the community campaign games a month, just as our thank you to the people that support that. So go and check that out. The link is in the Discord. Um, speaking of, sorry, the link is in the chat. Speaking of chat, if you want to come and hang out with us in between games, I hope you'll do that by joining our Discord. The link to that is in the chat. Always hanging out, talking about tabletop games and other such nerdy things. So come hang out with us in between games. We got a couple of things coming up tomorrow. We'll be back bright and early, 9 a.m. Play some Star Wars with Ed. Will be running the what do you call it? The Saga Edition. That's what
What is it called? Saga Edition Star Wars.
So it's going to be a good time. So come by tomorrow morning if you got nothing going on, want to see some actual play Star Wars. And then tomorrow night, we are going to be doing our 3-year anniversary clip show with myself. Corey will be there, Winston will be there, and Paul. And so we'll be revisiting some of the clips that have been made over the years and just kind of hanging out and hopefully telling some funny stories. So come back for that tomorrow night at 7 p.m. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you all soon.
Bye.